Trump makes announcement about guilty Hillary support. Hillary Clinton has escaped punishment more times than a dirty cop. Lock her up. The Clinton crime syndicate is still on our great president's radar. During an interview with Fox News' Maria Bartiromo, President Trump said that FBI Director James Comey, quote, saved her life, and that, quote, she was guilty on every charge. Let's take a listen here.
Welcome back. The Trump administration will lift the federal hiring freeze today. The president is also working to hire more staff for his own administration. He told me in an exclusive interview that opposition is slowing down that process. Watch.
I am waiting right now for so many people.
You're understaffed.
Hundreds and hundreds of people. And then they'll say, why isn't Trump doing this faster? You can't do it faster because they're obstructing. They're obstructionists. So I have people, hundreds of people, that we're trying to get through. I mean, you see the backlog, can't get them through. And then the newspapers will say, Trump doesn't get them through. Well, it's nothing to do with me. Statutorily, you have to go through this process. So it's been a lousy process. It's taken a long time to get my cabinet done. And as you know, it's not even done now. This is record stuff. You know, we're talking about records in terms of time. And it's very sad. Well, you see even again with the Supreme Court judge that everybody agrees is outstanding, and you see what that process is.
Absolutely. And the American people know it, I think.
I think they know it. I think they get it. I wish it would be explained better, the obstructionist nature, though, because a lot of times I'll say, well, why doesn't so-and-so have people under him or her? The reason is because we can't get them approved.
Well, people are still wondering, though, they're scratching their heads why so many Obama-era staffers are still here. For example, was it a mistake not to ask Jim Comey to step down from the FBI at the outset of your presidency? Is it too late now to ask him to step down?
No, it's not too late, but, you know, I have confidence in him. We'll see what happens. You know, it's going to be interesting, but, you know, we have to just, look, I have so many people that want to come into this administration. They're so excited about this administration and what's happening. Bankers, law enforcement people, everybody wants to come into this administration. Don't forget, when Jim Comey came out, he saved Hillary Clinton. People don't realize that. He saved her life because I call it Comey 1. And I joke about it a little bit. When he was reading those charges, she was guilty on every charge. And then he said she was essentially okay.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Why is he still
I'm just saying, well, because I want to give everybody a good, fair chance. Director Comey was very, very good to Hillary Clinton, that I can tell you. If he weren't, she would be right now going to trial.
Are you going to push that? Are you going to?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about positive.
In the last weeks of the Obama presidency, he changed all the rules in terms of the intelligence agencies, allowing them to share raw data.
Terrible.
Why do you think he did this?
Well, I'm going to let you figure that one out, but it's so obvious. When you look at Susan Rice and what's going on, and so many people are coming up to me and apologizing now. They say, you know, you were right when you said that. Perhaps I didn't know how right I was because nobody knew the extent of it.
When you sent that infamous tweet, was that what you were referring to Susan Rice?
Well, sure. We're talking about surveillance. It was wiretapped, in quotes. New York Times had the word wiretapped in the headline of the first edition. Then they took it out of there fast when they realized. But I put wiretapped in quotes, meaning, because look, wiretapping's an old-fashioned thing. You don't have too many wires anymore. You don't have a lot of wires. Look at this room. This room used to have a lot of wires. Now it doesn't have so many wires. But we talked about surveillance or whatever, and you look at the extent of the surveillance. Me and so many other people, it's terrible.
She said she didn't do it for political reasons. Susan Rice told me.
Does anybody really believe that? Nobody believes that. Even the people that try to protect her in the news media. It's such a big story, and I'm sure it will continue forward. But what they did is horrible.
This revelation came as President Trump was describing the obstruction he is currently facing from Democrats. When asked whether he would keep on James Comey, President Trump explained he wanted to give Comey a fair chance. He also discussed Susan Rice's role in the unmasking, and he said, quote, "Nobody believes that." You are right, President Trump, no one believes that nonsense. It is clear that you are a victim of a scandal. We need to put Obama and his previous administration behind bars. It is baffling that they are still free to roam our great country. Hillary Clinton has been making many public appearances lately. Don't worry, patriots. We should welcome her back to the public because we know that she will screw up again, and then President Trump will finally be able to lock her up. Can you imagine if the Democrats elected her as their 2020 presidential candidate? We would be guaranteed to have 8 more years of Trump. Totally agree. The Democrats have no message. Despite this, we cannot get comfortable because they could return at any moment. We need to make sure we are electing true conservatives into legislation. We do not need any more rhinos. President Trump is going to drain the swamp, and we should be grateful that he is our president. I shudder to think about what 4 years of a Clinton administration would have done to this country. We would be living under Sharia law, and we would be on the fast track to becoming a third world country. Well, that was their intent. We are still at risk of an establishment takeover. Every day is a fight to keep true American values healthy and alive in our great country. We cannot forget why we elected Donald Trump as President of the United States. President Trump has been attacked more than any other politician in American history. He was spied on by the Obamas, and the mainstream media continues its unrelenting assault against him. Fortunately, most of America has wised up. Every day, the Democrats scheme to take back the White House and our great capital. Worse yet, the establishment would rather Trump fail and put our nation through chaos than try to unify and work with him. This is unacceptable. The swamp needs to be drained. President Trump needs our support. The mainstream media and the establishment are clever. They keep distracting him from the real issues like health care and our economy. If we do not remain vigilant, the Clintons will worm their way back into power and continue to infest our great culture with their corruption. They will not rest until they have destroyed the middle class and force us into a socialist government. It's time to put them in prison where they belong so they can no longer harm us. Yeah, I totally agree. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and again, thank you for watching.